at a time, and this is your daily financial news. This is a show we put on 7 days a week, always between 7 and 7:30. In fact, I try to nail 7:30 on the dot every day. Basically, I go ahead and read a bunch of financial information, take some notes, and come and share with you what is going on. If you like to get your news in quick 10 to 12-minute chunks, this could be the show for you. Again, it comes with a focus or my experience in real estate, looking at the consumer, cost of capital, things of that nature. First and foremost, for those who want to follow up on Jimbo, my little puppy who is not feeling well, he is right here, asleep. I would actually call last night a good night, frankly. I actually got 5 hours of sleep in a row and kind of feel refreshed this morning. So I have a little bit of energy, unlike the last couple of days. In addition to that, today, Tuesday, is a busy day for our experts. In addition to the daily financial news, we interview millionaires and multimillionaires Monday through Friday. We are actually having a couple of those discussions today, one at 8, one at 9. We will be posting those videos later in the day. And then if you are interested in Gavin Newsom stealing money from mom and pop landlords, I will be interviewing a California attorney, a good friend of mine, who is a landlord tenant attorney. So we will be talking about Gavin Newsom's thievery, the rules and regs around it, and what may or may not happen, as California has once again leading the nation in thievery from landlords. So we will be talking to this attorney. I believe we're scheduled for 10 o'clock. So back to back to back, 8, 9, and 10. All original content, all for you, nothing for the YouTube algorithm. We are just producing original content to try to help you get a little bit better. So again, a busy day. Let's get into it. Where should we start? I'll start at the bottom of my notes today. Usually I go top down. I'm feeling a little spunky. I got some sleep, so we're going to start bottoms up today. First and foremost, it is looking like more and more people are betting on the reopening trade. They are betting on more stimulus, infrastructure plan, all of those things. So people are raising their 2021 forecast for GDP. They're not only raising it for the US, they're raising it for the rest of the world. And as we've been talking about now for at least 90 days, it's pretty clear, at least in my mind, that, Q1 will be better than Q4, Q2 better than Q1, so on and so forth. More and more people are really talking about this and moving that forward. So we're going to see where this goes. Again, the biggest thing for me to watch is actually something that Jerome Powell talked about yesterday, is that boogeyman of inflation. I don't think we see it this year. I think it's a next year thing. And of course, what does that mean for you and I as real estate investors? We have to watch the 10-year, usually is the best indicator, and see where that goes, because that will directly affect 30-year mortgage rates. I think the 10-year, I didn't actually look this morning, but it was under 1.1, so we sort of came off the peak of early January. We will see where it goes from here, but that will be interesting. Chipotle actually had an interesting comment in their earnings announcement. They are the first I don't know, I guess I'll call them restaurant, that is now making more money than they did in 2019. That's a big deal, right? Restaurants have been hard hit. Fast food has been hard hit. But Chipotle, with their ability to leverage technology, with their ability to leverage their app, their ability to change on the fly, is making more money now in early 2021 than they did in 2019. That is quite the accomplishment. That needs to be celebrated. That is innovation. That is changing on the fly. That's let's just be honest. That's impressive. So good on the Chipotle team. More and more talk about opening schools. I see a lot of that in California. I don't know what's happening around the country, but it is clear that our kids are, I don't know what you want to call it, need some help, suffering. There's a lot of talk about what is going on with our kids or not going on, and we need to get them back in school. I don't know what that's going to take. I hope there's some certain focus on that from the administration, but kids need to get back in school. It needs to get back in school safe and all of that things, but there needs to be real focus on that. Our kids are paying a heavy price, and we may not be looking there. And this is nearly a year in the making. And, you're supposed to take a gap year between high school and college, not in the fourth grade, if you know what I mean. So this is something we're going to have to look at. GameStop stock it's trading how I expected. You can go back and watch the videos over the last 4 or 5 days. I think there's a couple of things. First and foremost, as I've tried to share with you, I was that GameStop investor in 2000. I rode the wave, so I know what it's like. First, I hope you listen to me. I hope you at least took back your original capital. I really hope you listened to my second thought, which was sell 50% of your position. I hope you listened. Well, you are where you are now. It's down over 60%. It was over 3 something. It's down at 120 or something like that this morning. I know what happens now, and it's unfortunate. If you are an individual retail investor and you bought high, let's say over 200, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to hold because you're convinced that the Reddit community will push it back up again and you'll get out next time, right? You'll get out when you break even. Very common for retail investors, which I don't think is going to happen in this case. Or you're going to go, I'm going to hold on because I want to beat up Wall Street. I want to beat up the system. I want to do this or that. They're just taking your money. I told you Wall Street would come on top and beat the stock down. They're doing what they do all the time. That's not helping you. There's still money to be had. It's still over $100. The company's liquidity value or liquidation value is not 100. It's still inflated. You have time to get out, and with some loss likely. The other one is if you bought low, you're now kicking yourself for not selling higher. And you're like, okay, if it only gets to 200, I'll sell then. Folks, you caught lightning in a bottle. As I said yesterday, I was really proud of that young man, that 10-year-old who got 10 shares from his mom and sold at 320, I think it was. There's nothing wrong with taking a profit. He made 52x or 53x his money. There's a very, very good chance that 10-year-old never sees a 52 bagger again. He did that at 10. Yeah, pretty crazy. Next up, I don't know if you guys follow Jay Scott. Jay Scott is somebody I've interviewed on this channel. He and I have known each other since he was in the Silicon Valley. We talked at the Bigger Pockets event in Denver in whatever that was, 2004 or 6 or whatever. He actually is a Facebook friend, and he put out a post on Facebook talking about why he is buying single family homes. I, of course, read that article. The net of it is he's buying low cash flow deals, as he called them, but his yield in his market is 6.3%. Folks, single family homes is where you want to be. Now, he is doing portfolio loans and whatnot because he's a big player. He can't get the cheap 30-year money like you can. Time to get in. Time to lock some of this stuff up because it won't be this cheap. And by cheap, I don't mean price. I mean payment. It's not about price. It's payment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, link below to the course. Do the freaking work. Figure this stuff out. It's not hard. You just have to do the work. So look him up if you're not a friend. I think in Facebook it goes by Jason Scott. Obviously, we know him as Jay Scott. Goldman Sachs has come out and said that they actually see lots of value in Russia. When I see, I was going to use a bad word. When I see silly things like that, I go, what the hell? Why would we be investing in Russia? There is no rule of law. One man controls everything. If you're opposition, you get poisoned or thrown in jail. That is not where you want to put your money. Kind of like our discussion on China yesterday. You want to go invest in a country where a select few of people can put people in jail with 50 Twitter users for saying they don't like you? Come on. That's not an economy. That's not where you want to be. That's just silly. We got Amazon and Alphabet after hours earnings. Let's just be honest, they're going to blow them out of the water. It wouldn't shock me if both companies beat earnings by over $1. Analysts have been so underpricing what those two companies are doing, and the trend continues. I think it's been 3 or 4 quarters in a row where they've been underpriced. What I'm going to be looking for from both companies is talk about the future. right? What does next quarter look like? I'm going to look and say, hey, do they see this thing coming? Are we getting out of this? What is going on? A couple of earnings came out that we should talk about. UPS, right? The big brown trucks. They beat top and bottom, but we're very clear they're not giving future expectations. Again, that is something we seem to have lost the last 12 months is companies not talking about what is coming, right? What is their expectation for running their business? That has to come back. And then ExxonMobil missed top line, beat the bottom, kind of a managed number, but damn, they lost $20 billion. Woo, ouch. Fourth straight quarterly loss for ExxonMobil. Another thing was Uber. Uber is really taking this chance to strengthen their portfolio, right? Uber, you and I probably know them, at least initially, as ride sharing. They are much more than that now. They are actually executing a strategy that I have seen called, and I think is right, as Amazon can be next day, Uber can be next hour. I think that's powerful. Uber's dropping $1.1 billion on an alcohol delivery company called Drizzly. Again, if you look at what Uber has done, they've added groceries, then they added prescriptions. Now they're adding alcohol. They were already doing Uber Eats. Uber's on a roll. Uber is going to be, yeah. And again, Uber is winning whether we stay closed with delivery or open with rides, right? It's impressive to watch what they are doing. Then we got to talk about what's going on with GameStop and silver and all of that. Silver is down. It was up, I think, 9% yesterday. It's down 8% today. The Reddit trades are unwinding. AMC and all the others are falling. As I have shared with you, the retail investors, when they're winning, it is easy to keep them together. Again, I say this as somebody who experienced the nonsense before. But once it cracks, once Wall Street comes in and bangs the stock from the top, retail investors splinter. That's just the reality of life. So it will be interesting to see where this goes. It'll be interesting to see if GameStop is sub $50 by the end of the week. That's quite a rise. And then last nonsense about this, it looks like Netflix. Netflix is already reaching out to producers and directors to create a series on GameStop stock, Reddit, Robinhood, all of this stuff. Pretty crazy. So again, very busy day for me. We got interviews at 8, at 9, and at 10 o'clock. I want to wish you a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, and we will be live tomorrow at 7:30. Bye-bye.